tu. Pues estábamos en directo, chavales. En directito, bueno. Voy a bajar un pelín la música. Que no sé, pero hoy estoy un poco sobre todo y vamos al lío. Vamos al lío del Montepío. Le dimos fuerte la otra vez y hoy pues más de lo mismo. Vamos a tope. Que nos está flipando este videojuego. Tenemos aquí la hoja de la chuletilla. Teníamos 3 muertes y aquí tengo ya todos los nombres. Así que muy bien. Habíamos subido de nivel y vale, veamos. Vamos a quitar aquí. Vamos a quitar todo. Perfecto. Pues venga. Vamos para afuera. Vamos para afuera. Vamos a hacer unos cuantos directos. Unos cuantos directos no. Vamos a hacer directo. Estos días que me voy a mi pueblo unos días. Así que estaréis lo más seguro sin directo. Un tiempo. No sé, el tiempo que esté allí. Básicamente. Venga, va. Que yo lo he dicho varias veces, pero estará demasiado el juego en carga. O sea, los tiempos de carga es demasiado vasto.
Maybe it's time to see if this Christina is still working nearby.
Hola, buenas tardes.
Good evening, sir. Do you remember me?
If you're here for a reward, you'll be sorely disappointed. But I'll gladly shake the hand of a fellow countryman.
I'm not here for a bounty. I'm a doctor. Dr. Reed from the Pembroke.
A doctor? In Whitechapel? What an opportunity. My name's Bates. Cadogan Bates.
Do you require assistance, Mr. Bates?
Not me, but your skills could help a lot of people round here. That would help my business, because I say, a live tenant's a paying tenant.
Esto es lo que quiere... Esto es lo que quiere... Ah, no, está mal. Está mal. 30% de pérdida de... Vamos, lo podemos matar si queremos. Vale. Preguntas personales.
You seem to have recovered well since your attack. Do you ever think about what happened to you?
Not much. It was a fucking nightmare. Savages. Absolute bloody savages. Their appearance. Jesus. It made me want to puke.
You'd better not come back here. I won't be around next time to save you.
Okay, se dedica
What is your business exactly?
I offer fair lodgings for a modest price to the poor and weary of Whitechapel.
I see. And what about those who cannot pay?
Well, deals can be done, if you know what I mean. Money's not the only currency. After all, I'm not immune to a pretty face.
Dice... Cadogan Bait está obteniendo beneficio de alquiler de alojamiento a los inmigrantes. Vale. Cadogan Bates. Este no lo tengo apuntado. Vale. Cadogan Bates. Casero. Cadogan Bates. Es un casero, básicamente. Siempre hay males necesarios, se aprovecha de la gente. Es un ser despreciable, siempre hay males necesarios, se aprovecha de la gente.
In other words, you take advantage of these poor lost souls.
Begging your pardon, I thought you was a man who could appreciate the complexity of the modern world. Things ain't just black and white, you know.
Ah, bueno.
Tell me, what's your honest opinion of the increasing violence in London?
People are just beginning to discover what we've always known. This city's rotten to the core. They just took their bloody time to wake up and notice it.
What do you mean?
People are acting like the violence is news. But it's always been savage down here. It just bubbles to the surface every now and again.
It's unusual to see someone so happy around here, especially considering the current situation.
Why should I be sad now? There've always been wars, disease, tragedy. There always will be.
That's an unusual way of seeing things in these trying times.
I don't see why I should shed a tear for another man's woes. I'm healthy, and I intend to stay so.
Bueno, sano no está.
What help could I possibly be to your business?
That's simple. I already get good money from all those fleeing the war. Can you imagine what they'd be willing to pay if I could offer medical assistance too?
Mr. Bates, do not make me regret saving your life in this quarantine zone.
I understand, Dr. Reed, you're from a good family. Don't want to get your hands dirty. That's fine. I'll be happy to act as your middleman.
No me interesa el dinero.
I've no interest in money. Perhaps one night I will visit you and take what I require. If that should happen, there will be no need for a middleman.
So it's a no, then. That's too bad. The Reed tonic could have really helped people, you know, save lives. Isn't that what you do? I mean, people buy that Swamburgh shit.
Pues muy bien.
I'm looking for Dorothy Crane. She's a nurse. What can you tell me about her?
Dorothy Crane, bless her soul. I really should thank her someday.
Tell me truthfully, why are you so thankful?
By keeping my tenants alive, she's making me a rich man. Every month they live, it's more coin in my pocket.
Yeah. Bien. El Bates ve con buenos ojos el dispensario de la Crane, pues mantiene sano a su inquilino. Vale, la Crane esta.
Has she treated you?
No. When I need a checkup, I'd go to a bloody doctor, not some back alley clinic full of sick foreigners.
Está enfermo, él está enfermo.
Goodbye, Mr. Bates.
Y él está enfermo. Él está resfriado, está enfermo.
What do you want? Leave me alone.
Good evening, sir. I'm Dr. Reed. I'm looking for Nurse Dorothy Crane.
There is no Dorothy Crane here. Now, goodbye.
I'm afraid this medical leaflet says the opposite, sir.
Really? Well, I'm afraid I'm going to close this door right now. Go bother someone else, Mr. Doctor.
To enter that house, I must discover who this man really is. Maybe I could start by observing what he's up to.
Sí, esto de las acciones del hombre. se ha metido por ahí. Ahí está. La creen.
A strange man was at the door with a pass for our medical facility. I refused him entry.
Darius, how could you know he didn't need our help?
His clothes were too finely tailored to be for Whitechapel.
Perhaps just a friend of that stray poet who is always about.
Richard Nithercott? No, not of the same cloth, this man. I suspect some machination from that journalist.
El periodista, hay un periodista.
Clayton Darby. Is he still asking questions?
Yes. I saw him drifting around St. Mary's Church. I swear he is tracking me, just downwind.
Darius, Petrescus, Darius, la mano derecha de Dorothy. Darius. Muchos nombres ya. Darius, Petrescus, Petrescu. Ayuda a Crane. Ayuda a la Dorothy. Vamos a Crane. Nosotros la llamamos Crane, vaya. Vale. Que está aquí. Que tiene bronquitis. Esta gente está casi toda fatal, ¿eh? Migraña, bronquitis y resfriado.
I must talk to that journalist or the poet. They must know about Darius. Nearby the church they just mentioned.
A ver. Podríamos... Vamos a... que no tardamos nada. Y vamos a ir a nuestro sitio. Y vamos a curar a todo el mundo. Es lo que te digo, lo único malo que veo de este juego es las pantallas de carga, que son un poquito más para allá que para acá. Pero lo demás es una maravilla. Lo estaba diciendo a mi primo de que es la primera vez que apunto nombres y esas cosas, ¿sabes? En un juego. A ver. Reponer. Vale. Vale. Tenemos que... Joder, la gente aquí. Tenemos que... Migraña, bronquitis, resfriado. Migraña, bronquitis, resfriado. Migraña no tenemos. No. Pues bronquitis, resfriado y migraña no tenemos, tío. Neumonía, sepsis, anemia, agotamiento, no. Pues eso no tenemos. ¡Ey! Cuchillera. Pues vamos por fuera. Vamos a... La migraña, el hombre esa no se la podemos curar todavía. Pero bueno, supongo que más adelante le podremos curar. Igual que al otro hombre, que tampoco teníamos todavía el conocimiento como para curarlo. Bien. Vale, a Darius. Doctor Rocket. Mierda, tengo apuntado a un doctor que no sé quién es. Lady es la vampira. Oswald, perdido. Es verdad, Oswald es el que estaba perdido. Que es el que encontramos. Vamos a eliminar esto. Pista de sangre. Sangre y ratas. Desconocida. Vamos a pasar de esta gente ahora. Y vamos a... aquí. Resfriado.
Mr. Bates.
Evening, Doctor.
Vamos a... estar resfriado. Así que vamos a...
Since I took an oath to help people, can I be of assistance?
Well, seen better days, that's for sure. But it was bound to happen with all these refugees about.
Infecting you is probably the last thing on these people's minds. Take this, in any case.
What? You give me this for free? Don't have a clue about this place, do you?
Ya, coño. No ves que te lo estoy dando.
Goodbye, Mr.
Venga,
Bates.
tira. Tengo ni idea de cómo funciona. No te lo estoy dando, coño. Cállate la puta boca. Es una persona. Migraña. Este es el hombre que no puedo curar. Así que encuentra a Richard. Este el que ya he curado. Ese es el hombre que... uno. Hay dos personas.
Cheap price, good quality.
Bonito, barato.
Don't be afraid.
Richard y Clayton. Esto tiene pinta de... este tiene pinta de Richard y este de Clayton.
Welcome, sir. Please take a browse of my wares.
I am Dr. Reed. I would like to ask you a few questions, if you don't mind.
Doctor? Interesting.
Barrett.
I'm Barrett Lewis.
Barrett Lewis.
Usually I don't have time to waste with talk, but at this hour of the night I can hardly refuse.
Hagamos un trato. Ah, mira, está sano. Barrett Lewis. Barrett Lewis. No sé qué haces. ¿Qué vende?
Right then. Show me what
Vamos
you
a mirar
have.
primero lo que vende. Vale, es vendedor. Vendedor. Vale, vendedor. General. Vendedor general. Vale, que vende de todo un poco. Vale, no le vamos a... Ah, podemos vender nosotros. Anillo. 16. Pues mira, pues te lo vamos a vender. Pues todo. Sí, porque no lo quiero. Y lo demás no lo quedamos nosotros. El anillo es que no lo podemos reciclar, ¿vale? Sí, pues bueno, espera.
Fancy buying something, sir?
You never lose your focus, do you?
Bien, vamos a hablar con él un poco. Podemos hablar. Subí a Londres. ¿Cómo va el negocio?
How is business around here?
Business? I have no business. Between this racket, theft, and customers getting scared, I'm losing money every day.
I see. Sounds like you blame someone in particular for your situation.
It's no secret Joe Peterson spends his time harassing merchants. But with me, he's trying to put me out of business once and for all.
Vale, la extorsión ha llegado al barrio a una complicada situación financiera. El que tenemos al lado. Este está sanando. Este a ver cuando lo vemos y lo curamos también. Y este el pobre pues todavía no lo podemos curar. El Barret Lewis. Este se llama, ¿cómo se llama? Joe Peterson.
As a merchant, you see Whitechapel every day. Have you noticed anything out of the ordinary recently?
Well, you mean besides the epidemic, the war, and all the usual crap? As long as I can remember, this part of town has been a bottomless pit, and no sign of the bottom yet.
La violencia se ha incrementado. 4, ojo.
Violence is increasing in the borough.
Yeah. A few nights ago, some blokes jumped me. Came out of one of the condemned
Me da
workshops.
pena este hombre, tío.
Fever, madness, something like that.
Where did this happen? Why did you go there?
In the closed workshops nearby. I worked there as an apprentice in better days. Now I only go to find trinkets or tools. Too bad I was mugged, though. There was good money in that little box of loot I lost.
Vale, ha perdido, mira, nueva investigación, baratija y demás, pues vamos a ayudar a este hombre.
Have you been hurt?
No. Those men were
Solo
raving
porque corre como un
lunatics, I
demonio.
tell you.
Me cae
Not
bien
even
el
able to
Lewis
speak
ese.
anymore,
Me
just
cae bien.
screaming.
Me cae bien, me cae bien.
How is business around here?
No, perdón,
Business.
perdón.
I see.
Esto ya lo hemos hecho.
Sounds like
It's no secret.
Esto ya lo hemos hecho. Subí a Londres. Preguntas personales no me deja. Estoy buscando a la enfermera Dorothy. Ya, vamos a preguntar. Ya sabemos dónde está, pero se lo vamos a
Have you
preguntar
heard of
para
a
hablar un
nurse
poquito más.
called Dorothy Crane?
Nurse Crane.
Ya,
So the bitch really is a nurse then.
Que una
Always thought she was just some crafty foreigner, that
extranjera
one.
muy astuta. Solo intento ayudar. Sí,
So
es
she's
neutral.
trying to help her fellow immigrants. Why would that make her a villain?
Dorothy Crane ain't even a real name. Something like Dorothea Craniu. Something like that. Came to England fleeing the war, I was told.
That doesn't explain why she irritates you so much.
Your precious Nurse Crane gives away medical supplies and prescriptions for free. I offered to sell it for a fair cut, but no. Miss Crane wanted to play the quiet saint.
Vale, Dorothy, que tenemos información de ella. Ya era hora, porque no teníamos. Regala medicamentos de forma gratuita. Círculo social Whitechapel entero. Vale. Bueno, podemos sacar información de ella. Bien, pues
Goodbye for now, Mr. Lewis.
vamos a tener en cuenta Lewis.
I know it's hard to believe, but this district has always been
Vamos a tener en
wretched.
cuenta evento, posición. Hombre, me gustaría
And let
hacer
your
la
guard
misión
down.
de... Me gustaría hacer la misión de... Wow, mucha gente aquí, de Lewis, la verdad. Pero bueno, vamos a hablar con este hombre.
Excuse me, sir. I have a few questions for you.
Another journalist? I didn't answer the first one, so piss off!
I'm not a journalist, I'm a doctor.
Soy
A
médico,
doctor, you
gilipollas.
say? It's quite a rare breed in this part of town.
Really? But still, here I am. Dr. Jonathan Reed, at your service.
Sillón.
I'm Joe Peterson to some, but Colossus Joe to most. And I don't remember asking for your service, sir.
Vale, se llama Joe. Joe. Y no sabemos qué hace. Joe Peterson. Preguntas personales. No tenemos. Su día en Londres, ¿qué estás haciendo aquí?
May I ask what you do around here?
I do whatever I want, and sometimes even more. Now sod off.
Vale. Un poco gilipollas, ¿vale? Sobre la... ¿Está enfermo? Vale, no está enfermo. 2000,
According
este
to
tío es
you,
importante.
physicians are scarce in this part of town. Why is that?
Not familiar with this neighborhood, are you? I guess your fancy colleagues are too afraid of being stabbed in the back.
This part of town does have quite a reputation. Would you say it's justified?
Totally. Look at me, for instance. I always look my opponent in the eye before knocking him out.
Vale, es un poco gilipollas, pero de verdad. Estoy buscando...
Have you heard of a nurse named Dorothy Crane? She's a colleague of mine and is supposed to live around here.
Dorothy Crane? Yeah, I know her. One of the few good souls who dare to help the sick around here.
Could you please tell me more about her?
She's a nice girl. Tries to help the migrants. I offered to give her a hand, but she said my reputation would attract too much attention.
Vale. Y vamos al lío.
How did you become the local bully everyone is afraid of, Joe?
There's no pride in roughing up poor bastards. But this is the only job I've found. And it pays well, too.
A job? So you're racketeering for someone else?
I got enlisted by the Wet Boot Boys, a gang from the docks. I'm their muscle for their dirty work.
Pues sí, podría haberse negado, ¿no?
Most people don't become thugs when unemployed. This is a choice you made.
I don't care what you think, sir. I do what I have to do for my own reasons, and that's that.
I'm not sure Mr. Lewis would agree with your by all means necessary philosophy, sir.
Oh, do you really think he's the poor victim here? Barrett can be as sneaky as anyone. Long ago, I even called the bastard my best friend.
A ver... Joe y Barry solían ser buenos amigos. A lo mejor Lewin no nos estoy diciendo todo.
Goodbye, Mr. Peterson.
Matón. Este es un matón de mierda. Matón.
Joe, please, I don't have your money. Come on,
Es un matón de mierda.
you pay for peace of mind. Can't you just look the other way this week, Joe? Come
Matón
on, we
de
can
mierda.
sort it out, right? It's not my
Vale, aquí tenemos una mujer. Pues vamos a hablar con esta mujer. Mucha gente, ¿eh? Venga, va.
Don't be shy, handsome. What can Christina do for you?
I'm not looking for what you're selling, but I'd like to ask you a few questions, if I may. I'm a doctor, Dr. Reed.
All right then, but be quick, though I usually get paid when I open my mouth.
Agotamiento, vale, podemos ayudar a esta mujer. Vale, Cristina Popa. Pues ya... Voy a ahorrarme el chiste, ¿vale? Voy a ahorrármelo. Vale, preguntas personales. Hábleme de usted.
Tell me about yourself.
Are you joking with me? People don't usually come to see me for conversation.
I have no interest in your work. I am, however, curious as to what led you into this career.
Short story. The war, exile, and England. This country is not especially welcoming. I've been refused many jobs because of where I am from. I had few options left.
Cristina no podía encontrar ningún trabajo decente por su condición de inmigrante. Pero una puta, ella intentaba buscar trabajo. Usted fue quien decidió vender su cuerpo. No la juzgo.
I always thought I was the master of my own fate. But now I know we don't always have control over our lives. I don't judge you.
You know, this money is not only for me. I have good reasons to need this money quickly. But it is not your concern.
No, no, ni tampoco, escucha. Que tampoco es de mi interés, vaya, que básicamente me da igual.
Christina, have you been examined? The epidemic is spreading fast in London, and you could be exposed, or expose others.
I don't like doctors or hospitals, but I don't like you asking questions.
Vale.
You can put your own life in danger, that's your decision. But what about your clients? If you're contaminated, you will put them in danger too.
And you think that would worry me? If you knew the men I deal with, their health would not be what you'd worry about.
Considering your line of work, I assure you it is only a matter of time before you have health issues.
If it is going to happen, it will happen. Right now, I need money. That's what's important.
Vamos a ayudar. Es que... Qué hijo de puta. Iba a decir, si queremos ayudar a estos chavalas, tengo que volver otra vez a ver la cantidad de carga, y es una puta mierda.
Do you know Nurse Dorothy Crane from the Pembroke Hospital?
Cristina Popa.
Anything you can tell me about her would be helpful.
I don't know her, but I know her name is Dorothea Crasionescu. She came from Romania like me and many others.
You seem to respect her.
Dorothea helps the sick people of Whitechapel. Everyone should respect that.
Bien. Hay mucho más. Preguntas personales no le podemos hacer más. Subir al hombre no le podemos hacer más. Y
Goodbye,
nada,
miss.
pues, señora.
Take care of yourself
Ser lo
as
mejor que
best
pueda.
you can.
Me gustaría ayudarla, tío. A ver, aquí hay un predicador del Señor. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 personas con las que todavía no hemos hablado. Esta Cristina Popa. Venga, vamos a hablar con todos.
Excuse me, sir. Are you familiar with this part of town? Name's Clayton Darby, reporter.
Sorry, I'm new to
Este es el
Whitechapel.
periodista.
But perhaps you could help me since you're a journalist. My name is Jonathan Reed.
Dr. Reed, the famous surgeon. I'll gladly help if I'm able, sir.
Clayton Darby, periodista. Clayton Darby. Es... periodista. Bueno, vamos a preguntarle cosillas. Nada.
Have you any idea of the danger you face in these streets at night?
I've had to run and hide more than once from frenzied mobs incensed by the fever. Do you think the flu is really responsible for this, Doctor?
I'm convinced there is more at work here than a simple epidemic.
Really? To be honest, I could say the same. Some of the sick I saw or heard of. My God, what happened to them?
Vale.
Why are the newspapers keeping silent about the Spanish influenza? It's as though none of you care.
There's a war going on. People shouldn't be demoralized by news of deadly diseases.
It's a disgrace. People are left to die alone. No one is properly informed of the risks.
These are bad times indeed. So much for the glorious British Empire.
Yeah.
What is a journalist doing in this borough after sunset?
He goes where none of his colleagues would dare to go, to inform the country.
Total. Habría que subir valor, ¿verdad?
So you risk your life to reveal the truth. I saw many reporters do the same during the war.
Whitechapel is the crucible of so many untold stories and tragedies. I want people to know them.
A ver, dice Clayton decía que los periodistas sobre la situación de Whitechapel. Círculo social con popa.
That's quite honorable of you. But is the public interested?
Not at all, sir. And that's why I'm an independent journalist, hoping to sell some stories.
Ah, que él va por libre.
Christina Popper claims she sells her body because she can't find any other work. Do you believe her?
Of course I do. Her story is exactly what I want my readers to understand. We live in an intolerant and divided nation.
Do you think things will ever change, Mr. Darby?
I believe the situation can only improve. And now that women can vote, I'm convinced things will change.
Vale.
I heard you're investigating an underground medical dispensary in Whitechapel. What do you know about it?
Not much, I'm afraid. They are wary of strangers, and I'm not really an acquaintance of theirs. Why do you care?
I'm afraid one of the nurses from the Pembroke Hospital may be involved with unsavory activities.
Ah, could it be Dorothy Crane?
Without a doubt, you are a damn fine journalist, Mr. Darby. What do you know of her accomplice, a man named Darius?
I don't know much about the man. He's very cautious. Never goes out. Doesn't seem to have any friends or family.
No tiene ningún
He
familiar.
has no relatives at all?
No. Except for that strange man, a poet named Richard
Richard.
Nethercott, who sometimes comes by. Darius would never let him in.
Where can I find this Mr. Nethercott?
He spends most of his time lurking around Whitechapel, talking to himself or declaring verses. These days, you can usually find him behind the church.
He never goes out.
No. A few days ago, he unexpectedly did. I followed him, but it was just a ruse to keep me away from his house.
Really? How do you know?
He went to the nearest mailbox, but just before posting his letter, he ripped it up and threw it away.
Vale, no podemos sacarle más.
Goodbye, Mr. Darby. Farewell.
Él está sano.
Good evening, Doctor. Can I help you?
Agotamiento.
Goodbye, Mr. Darby.
Los dos están con
Farewell.
agotamiento. Agotamiento y agotamiento. Venga, a ver. A ver, puto cura este loco. Contra. Venga,
Forgive my interruption.
disculpe.
Do not apologize, my son. Father Tobias Whitaker is always happy to teach mortals about the incoming Armageddon.
I am Dr. Jonathan Reed, and I just have a few questions.
A scientist? You are much more lost than I thought, my son.
Padre Tobías. Padre Tobías. Cura. Vale. Preguntas personales.
Have you any friends? Any family left in these terrible times?
No. But I have a disciple I see as my son. He is so devoted. I sent him to preach the good word in the heart of this corrupted city.
Es... Espera. Es Hamson. El Hamson. ¿No? ¿Hamson puede ser?
Where did you send him?
I sent Samuel to the Stonebridge Cemetery, where the pestilence and evil grows night after night.
Nueva investigación. Joder.
You sent him on some preaching crusade during the epidemic.
As a true believer, Samuel will fear no evil while he walks through the valley of the shadow of death.
Samuel. Ayuda al padre. Ayuda al padre.
What do you mean when you say that I am more lost than you thought?
All scientists are entangled in a world of causes and consequences, and most of them can't see the plain truth.
Quite a judgmental opinion, if you ask me. But what do I know? Blinded by science as I am.
But you are seeking answers, aren't you? Answers about the Armageddon about to strike the city. Answers about the hidden truth.
¿Le escucho? Solo veo los
I
hechos.
am. But the answers I seek are based on facts, not superstition. Do you know Nurse Dorothy Crane from the Pembroke Hospital? I'd like to know more about her.
I don't like the liberal ideas of nurses, but I especially abhor that Nurse Crane you mentioned.
So you're not exactly a fan of Florence Nightingale's work. But nurses are essential for modern healthcare.
Nuns should be the only women allowed to take care of male patients. It's obvious only they have the necessary moral fiber.
No, porque este tío está flipado de la puta madre.
Why do you hate Nurse Crane more than other nurses?
Before coming to London, she was a member of the communist resistance in her country. That's what happens when you let a woman get involved in politics.
Su tía Sonata forma parte de la resistencia clandestina. Vale. El padre va a su puto rollo. Está enfermo, este está más sano que un roble de hijo de puta.
I have heard enough for tonight. Goodbye.
Pues, bueno, hemos cogido información. Vale. Aquí está popa.
Hello, young man. I'm Dr. Reed, and I would like to ask you a few questions. May I enter, please?
Sorry, no, sir. My father does not like people entering our house, you see.
Your father is worried about you, boy. He asked me to look for you.
So my father actually worries about me then? Okay then. Come on in. I'm Harry, by the way. Even my dreams are soaked with gloom.
Harry Peterson.
So, may I ask you a few questions?
I'm not bothered. What could be worse?
Yo a este Harry Peterson tiene agotamiento. Puedo matarlo si quiero. Harry Peterson, me suena, tío. Harry Peterson. Vale. Ah, es el hijo. Es el hijo de Joe. Joder.
Your father and Mr. Harry.
I was young then. Or was it after my father started bullying him?
Have you tried speaking to Mr. Lewis about it?
I don't go out often, but yes. And he scolded me and told me to leave him alone. I guess my father frightens him too much.
But you are not responsible for your father's actions.
Am I not? Dad always says that he joined that gang for my safety. So if I wasn't born, people wouldn't be worrying about Colossus Joe.
Joder.
How do you feel?
I'm fine. I mean, it's not easy every day, but I'm fine. I'm just tired of being sick all the time. If only I could be tough, like.
Como su padre, ¿no?
Well, you know.
Speaking of...
Vale, a ver. Harry posee una constitución delicada y enferma con frecuencia. ¿No? No pasa nada.
What can you tell me about your father?
My father is an idiot who makes idiot things. That's all I have to say.
Vale.
Forgive my bluntness, young man, but you don't seem happy living in Whitechapel.
Why should I? I never wanted to come here in the first place. It was my father's decision. And look around you.
Pues no.
Does this look like a nice place to live?
Desde un principio Harry no quiere vivir en Whitechapel. Normal. Bueno, padre hizo todo lo que puedo. Sí, bueno, pues
This place is awful, I agree. But does that not mean your situation can only improve?
That's exactly what my father says. Harry, you should be grateful for what you've got. I wasn't even consulted when we moved here.
If life here is so terrible for you, why don't you just leave this place? Have you ever spoken to your father about it?
I don't go outside. It terrifies me so. I went outside once without my father noticing and I saw terrible things. Bloody and frightening things.
So that's why you stay at home all day? For fear of the epidemic?
I'm not afraid of disease or death, Dr. Reed. It's the living I'm afraid of.
Joder.
Do you know Nurse Dorothy Crane from the Pembroke Hospital? I'd like to know more about her.
Yes, I know her. She came here to examine me when I was very sick. She said I should go out more.
Pues poco más.
Goodbye, young man. Take care of yourself.
Vale. Hijo de yo.
Is there only pain and suffering in this world?
Hijo de yo.
Even my dreams are soaked with gloom.
Madre de Dios bendito. Vamos a dar una vueltecita.
It's locked, all right.
Vamos a subir un poquito el brillo. Que aquí lo veo un poquito. Mucho mejor. Que lo veía aquí bastante oscuro. Cazador de vampiros profesional. Gracias, rechazo de empleo. Pero no lo haga contra el trabajo digno dado su reputación criminal.
It's locked.
Vale. Toma la chimeneita buena, hijo. Vamos a salir.
Is there only pain and suffering?
Estoy aquí medio tumbado y me van a matar. Me mata, ¿eh? El hijo de puta, tío. Ten cuidadito, ¿eh? Bueno, cuidadito no. Realmente cuidadito no. Lo que hay que tener ya una habilidad ya a distancia. Y dejarme de gilipollas. Cojones, ah, no, yo he dicho, pero 3, ¿eh? Flipa, chaval. Tres de experiencia no da por matar al bicharraco este, ¿no? Qué rico. Tres de experiencia. Flipante. Tenemos ahí un coleguito. Ahí abajo, tío. ¡Epa! Mira. Un hacha. Un hacha pequeña que utiliza toda para usar el tronco. Pues mira. Podemos subirla de nivel. Pues vamos a equipárnosla. Está fuera y nos ponemos el hacha. Tenemos el hacha. Está muy guapo, por cierto. Y aquí tenemos el garrote. Perfecto. Aquí no tenemos nada. Vamos a subir.
This could be the box Lewis thought he lost. There's a letter inside.
Vamos a ir por el otro lado. Nivel 9, nivel 8. Tres cositas. El 12. Ya. Bien, bueno, sí, limpiamos la zona un poco. Y se puede entrar seguro. Pastilla. Media hora para atacarlo. Ya pasar un poquito de la misión esta y vamos a mirar un poquito el mapa por mirar un poco todo.
I cannot enter.
Mira, tenemos un anillito. Vale. Se abre del otro lado. El que está por abajo. Nos recuperamos.
Perhaps I should look into it.
Tenemos agotamiento. Voy a apuntarlo. Que me estoy quedando sin papel. Agotamiento. Agotamiento 2. Este. Agotamiento 3. Agotamiento 3. Migraña 1. Y bronquitis 1 que lo tenemos. Y este se está recuperando. Así que 3 de agotamiento y 1 de migraña que no tenemos. Así que nos vamos a entrar. Y vamos a hacer 3 de agotamiento. agotamiento. Vale, no me sobra, ¿no? Agotamiento. Resfriado, bronquitis está, neumonía está. Esto podemos. No, lo vamos a hacer. Esto es sangre. Opio. Bueno, lo vamos a hacer. Claro, toma. Ya, 6. No, igual. Vamos fuera. Y ahora vamos a. Claro, coño, digo, mira, pues. Mira, estas 3. Listo. No sé lo que estaba diciendo. Que tengo que repartir ahora las 3 de agotamiento. Que podría mejorarme. Hostia, pensaba que se había quedado bugueado. ¿O sí? ¿Se ha quedado? Uf, qué miedo. Pensaba que se había quedado bugueado, loco. Joder, qué miedo. Su puta madre. Voy a matar a la rata, qué cojones. ¿Dónde coño? Listo. Serán ahí. Sí, serán por aquí. Mira. Este está sano, este está sano. Y aquí. Cristina.
Good evening, Christina.
Change your mind, Mr. Reed?
Do you need any assistance, Miss Popper?
It depends on the price of your medicine.
I am shocked that you would think I am that sort of man.
Forgive my suspicion. I'm so used to liars with good manners. Thank you, sir.
Clayton Darby claims he will expose the crisis in Whitechapel to all of London. Do you believe him?
I believe Clayton's courage will erode with time, until he finally leaves Whitechapel to start another fight somewhere else.
Clayton.
Are you talking from experience?
I've seen your type come here to get a good fuck in a cheap room or a dark alley before going back to their fancy houses in the West End.
Joder.
Why this skepticism?
How can you speak about starvation if you've never been hungry? Or about poverty? Or anything else you have never suffered from?
Es cierto. Pero te estás recuperando. Así que...
Goodbye, miss.
Estoy contento.
Take care of yourself as best you can.
Vale. Una cura. Bueno, curándose. Ahora aquí.
Good evening, Doctor. Can I help you?
No.
Do you need assistance?
That would be nice of you, Doctor. Who knows what I may have caught you in my investigation.
If you persist in investigating the most pox-ridden boroughs of London, you must accept the risks.
Thank you, sir.
Goodbye, Mr. Darby. Farewell.
Vale. Y ahora... aquí.
Good evening, Harry. May I come in?
Sure. Sure. Is there only pain and suffering in this world?
So, May I ask you a few questions?
I'm not bothered. What could be worse?
Do you need any medical help, young man?
Yes, I do. I feel so tired. I don't know if it's the epidemic, but everything seems so hard.
You'll feel better with this. But you need to get a grip, young man. Medication alone won't cure melancholia.
I'm not sure I'm happy with the idea of living long in a world like this. But I thank you for your concern, sir.
Goodbye, young man. Take care of yourself.
Even my dreams are soaked with gloom.
Perfecto. Me queda este de la bronquitis y el otro. Encuentra el botón. La planta. Coño, qué susto.
Good evening, miss. I'm Dr. Reed. I'd like to ask you a few questions. I know what you're thinking. A tall stranger who meets a girl in the street at night. It reeks of the penny dreadfuls. But I mean you no harm, truly.
Camelia. Voy a tener que hacer hueco. Camelia. Sé que me entiendes.
I know you understand what I'm saying. Your silence has nothing to do with you being mute, does it?
Vale.
Camelia, I know you work for Dorothy Crane. Please tell me about her secret dispensary.
¿Yo?
A stubborn and mute comrade. Nurse Crane and Darius Petrescu have been clever.
¿Qué me dices? Ah, loco.
Very well. Goodbye then.
¿En muda? Vale, voy a poner mudo.
It's locked. The content of Darius' letter to his children could give me more leverage.
Pero el temo de convertirse en una carga para ellos. Vamos a pasar por aquí. Artillero.
Get them weapons ready!
Nivel 15, Nivel 10.6.
This man stunned me with his faith. His crucifix. This is not good news.
La verdad es que no. La verdad es que muy bueno no puede ser. Un bicho, ¿no? Ha reventado. Perfecto. Ya un puñetazo. Ha reventado. No me salta, no sé por qué no me salta. ¿Por qué no me salta? Que antes una persona. No sé por qué no me ha saltado. En plan, en el móvil sí me ha saltado, pero en la pantalla no. No sé por qué. Por aquí no es.
It's locked, all right.
Es por ahí, pero no encuentro el sitio. cómo entrar por aquí. ¿Me puedo saltar o algo?
It's locked.
Que por aquí no es.
You are blinded by your false faith.
Pues por aquí. Un momento, chavales, voy a mirar lo de los comentarios del directo, un momento. Vale, creo que ya. Creo, ¿no? No estoy muy seguro, pero creo que ya lo he arreglado. O al menos eso creo. Tiene la pinta de ser rico. Hola, Richard.
Good evening, sir. I'm Dr. Reed. I would like to ask you a few questions.
Please be my guest. Although I may not be the best informant regarding this part of town, My words speak about that which the eyes cannot see.
Really? Are you an artist of some kind?
I'm a poet, sir.
Sure,
Richard Nethercott, at your service.
Richard. Preguntas personales.
Tell me, Mr. Nethercott, why seek inspiration in Whitechapel?
The place is not beautiful per se, but how to explain it? Stirring and challenging.
In what way, exactly?
The struggle by gaslight, the barren smiles and the arid hunger under the rain.
If you say so.
Such vibrant antagonism and vivid paradox. The stripped humanity raged across each street.
Vivid, of course, yes. And what about the poignant distress?
Oh yes, the poignant distress. You see what I mean, don't you? That's what I want to write about, and that's what Whitechapel is made of.
Do you not think it a little morbid?
On the contrary, sir. Whitechapel is full of life, full of beauty. Just like my dear muse, the wonderful Camellia.
What can you tell me about Camellia?
Not much. And that's the beauty of it. She can't speak, you know. She's a locked mystery who exhales kindness and sweetness.
Vale, Camellia es como la musa de Richard, que lo ve todo como un misterio de... Aquí. Resfriado.
And have you ever tried to learn more about her? Where she lives? How she survives? Whom she may know?
Maybe I prefer she remains an enigma. Reality can be so dull, don't you think?
Perhaps you're just afraid to find out the truth about your muse.
One day, perhaps, I'll ask her to come with me. But will she still be my wild flower of Whitechapel if she moves uptown?
Did you know the mute florist is a member of a secret society?
No, I didn't. But I thank you for this information, sir. For it only enriches the mystery surrounding the precious Camellia.
Are you not curious? Is there not more you wish to know?
That girl has not an ounce of malice in her. Whatever she may be hiding, it's certain to be for the benefit of most, if not all.
May I ask you a few questions about the district?
Extraordinary part of town, is it not? I'll be glad to help you, if I can.
Sobre Darius. El Darius... El que ayuda a Crane.
What can you tell me about an old man called Darius?
Darius Petrescu? Yes, I know him. At first, I thought he was only a small publisher. I invited him to publish my work, but his reaction was pretty clear.
Not interested in your talent?
Darius is an old political activist who takes delight in printing tracts and lampoons.
Está mintiendo, ¿no?
Those communist activities only require mediocre writing skills.
O sea, está mintiendo 100%, ¿no? Ah, no, sí. Está diciendo la verdad. Es un antiguo activista, pero no le... Pero está en contra de... del periodista, ¿no? Que no me sale el nombre. Lo tengo que apuntado. De Clayton, ¿no?
I'm looking for Dorothy Crane, a nurse who lives in this vicinity.
Dorothy Crane. Oh, I love the name. The Crane of Whitechapel. Sounds very mysterious. But sorry, no, never heard of her.
Me suena, pero... Vale. Sí, sí me sale, ya lo he arreglado. Me sale lo de las personas que se conectan. Ahora sí me ha salido. Es que antes lo tenía bugueado.
May I ask what you're doing at this hour of night, sir? Do you live here?
Not at all. I'm just enjoying the pleasure of a quiet walk. Though night talks are always preferable, if you ask me. Especially with strangers.
If you say so. But as a physician at a time of epidemic, I must caution you to avoid unnecessary exposure, sir.
Thank you, Doctor. But we both know the seeker of truth has to go boldly where the weak dare not.
But are you not afraid of the epidemic?
Oh, why should I? I see some equity in the Spanish flu. No flesh should be saved, say the scriptures. Good or evil, rich or poor, all are equal in the eyes of the flu.
Are you aware that your life could be in danger in this part of town?
But this is where I must be to feel the real beat of the city. I had to come, see it for myself, alone.
If some misfortune came upon you, who would be here to help you?
Well, you for a start, my dear doctor.
I understand your need for solitude, but it's not safe around here.
I don't care. I don't have many friends, Doctor, and my family despises me.
What are your thoughts on the terrible situation in this city?
Terrible, you say? No. Of course, the death of so many innocents is a tragedy. But the scourge has not been all bad for the city. Oh, no, sir.
What are you talking about?
Do you remember London before the flu? Noisy, cacophonic, quiet nowhere to be found. And now, listen to this oddly peaceful silence.
Peaceful? That's quite an unusual way to speak about the epidemic. And very inappropriate, I must say.
Most people fail to understand my perspective. I don't blame them. But how could I call myself a poet if I veiled my feelings?
I'll leave you alone, sir.
Darius is a bit less of a mystery now. It should not be that difficult to incite him to let me in.
Está un poco... yo qué sé, loco. Loco.
Morbidity can breathe its own beauty and grace. Just disease, desertion.
Puto ido de la cabeza. Me quedan 3 personas. A ver si está abierta. Sí, venga. Esta es Camelia. No podemos subir ahí. Popa.
Cheap price, good quality.
Hey, Lewis.
Come on, take a look. Don't be afraid. Fancy buying something, sir?
You never lose your focus. Joe Peterson. He's the villain here, isn't he? But you seem to know each other.
I'd known Joe for years. I saw him box once or twice. He was a friend then. But these days, he's just another thug.
What can you tell me about Mr. Peterson? Besides his behavior toward you, obviously.
Colossus Joe was a decent boxer, good one even. But after his wife passed away, he found every excuse to stop training. Just wanted to pick fights with everyone.
It's never easy to find a new path in life, especially after the loss of a loved one. But crime is certainly not the best option.
We've all had some rough times, ain't we? But most of us don't use our fists to see us through.
And no one has ever stood up to this thug.
Nobody would be fool enough to stand against a wet boot boy.
What do you know of Harry Peterson? The boy seems so fragile. Not like his father at all.
Harry's a good boy, but he spends most of his time complaining. He's had it tough, all right, but he needs to grow a pair.
What troubles him exactly?
Well, despite being his father's son, almost everything, I think. He never wanted to come to Whitechapel in the first place. Hates this place more than most of us.
Vale. Quiero...
Goodbye for now, Mr. Lewis.
Tenemos su pertenencia, o sea, tenemos su caja, ¿no? Bueno. Sí.
A love letter from Joe Peterson's wife, addressed...
Adiós, tuve una puta aventura.
Lewis. Who should I give it to, I wonder?
I should never have taken up. Fancy buying something, sir?
You never lose your focus.
Creo que esta caja le pertenece.
I found this box in an abandoned building nearby. I believe it belongs to you.
Let's have a look. Yeah, this is mine. So, you faced those loons that roam around there. Extraordinary.
I suppose I was lucky.
Luck is a commodity round here. Yours should be properly rewarded.
About this package, it's not just tools and trinkets.
Que no ha dado
I don't want to be rude or
cosita.
anything after your kind gesture, but it's none of your business.
Toma. Investigación super rata.
Goodbye for now, Mr. Lewis.
No tengo nada que... 100 puntitos de experiencia. Bastante bien. Bien, esto ya está recuperándose. Bien. Venga. Toc, toc.
Mr. Petrescu, just 1 minute, please.
You again? Go away.
A ver si... Tenemos hecho... Vamos.
Sir, wait. Stop this nonsense. I know Nurse Crane is here. Shall we speak man to man, you and I?
All right. Speak up.
Don't you see we're on the same side? We fight to help the poor, sick, and abandoned.
I'm nothing like you, Mr. Doctor.
Yes, you are. You too believe in providing medical care without charge. You know what we have to sacrifice to make the world a better place.
I have to admit your words have conviction. All right, I'll let you see Dorothea. Don't make me regret this, though.
Vale, hemos entrado. Normal. Ahora voy y lo mato. ¿Te imaginas? Entro y lo mato. Hombre, 5 moneditas.
It's locked, all right.
Buenas.
If you want to talk to Dorothea, you must go across the courtyard and take the stairs.
We've not been formally introduced. May I ask your name and occupation, sir?
I am Darius Petrescu. I'm here to keep snitches and spies away from Dorothea. And I also run this little print shop.
Un poquito de todo. Ahí va el colega. Vale, antes de nada voy a curarlo.
Mr. Petrescu?
I am very tired, but that is all. I don't need you, Doctor.
Venga, tontorrón.
Well, I think you do. Take this, and you'll feel better.
Free drugs from an English doctor? It must be my lucky day.
Do you have any family left, Mr. Petrescu? Children or grandchildren?
Who knows? I have abandoned my people for so long, they might as well be dead. As dead as I am for them, I suppose.
Es cierto.
This war won't last forever. Did you ever think of returning to your country now it's free?
No. I have taught strength and determination to my sons and daughters. I'm an old, dying man who only has memories of better times to cherish.
Don't be embarrassed, sir. If you must know, my own father disappeared many years ago, and I forgave him.
It's quite awkward to talk about our families like this, but thank you, Dr. Reed.
Bueno.
I appreciate your trust.
Claro, coño, está bien. Vamos al lío.
How did you meet Nurse Crane, Darius? Why does she trust you?
I'm her oldest friend in England. Dorothea and I shared many ideas about this country and about the country we left.
You mean occupied Romania, don't you? Even if not directly, I fought against your enemies.
Really? Then perhaps common with Dorothea that meets the eye, Dr. Reed.
I know you fought for your country when it was occupied, Darius. Tell me more about it.
I know my days are numbered, and I know I won't see my homeland again. But I fought for Romania all my life, and I will until my last breath.
But Romania escaped the grasp of the Austro-Hungarian Empire. It's a free country again.
But it's not the country I fought for. My homeland is not appeased, Doctor. But I still see a dark future ahead for my people.
Vale.
So Dorothy's real name is not Crane?
Like myself and many people in this area. Dorothea is from occupied Romania. That's all you need to know.
She seems important to the community.
More than you can imagine. The West End does not want to hear of Whitechapel's misery. Dorothea is one of the few doing something about it.
Joder.
Tell me everything you know about Camellia, the mute florist.
I do not believe in the afterlife, Doctor, but I'm almost convinced Camellia is an angel. She volunteered to give out our medical leaflets.
Are you not worried for her safety?
She is as brave as she is tough. And clever, too. If only I had met her when I was younger.
Are you in love with Camellia, Mr. Petrescu?
Don't be stupid. If I had met her when I was younger, we could have won our revolution.
Who is she, really? Do you know where she's from?
She's not from around here, that's all we know. Camellia is not even her name. It's her favorite flower.
You say she has no close family?
Well, there's that awful poet who constantly follows her around like a lost puppy. A good man for sure, but a very poor writer.
Tell me everything you know about Camellia, the mute florist.
I do not believe in the afterlife.
Goodbye, Mr. Petrescu.
Recuperado. Esto es segurísimo. Está ahí seguro a la izquierda. Vamos a... Ajá, vamos a abrir esto. Atajito de los buenos. Y vamos aquí, que es donde está. Esto para mí. Esto para mí. Esto para mí. Y vamos para arriba.
I need help.
Voy.
What do we have here, nurse?
Patient Razvan Vasily. High fever running on 3 days. Complaints of dizziness, muscle aches, and head pain. Diagnosed with influenza.
Treatment?
Aspirin and salicin for the fever and discomfort. Liquids for dehydration, but he's having trouble keeping even water down.
Thank you, nurse. Anything else I should know?
He did lose consciousness this morning, but he's never had convulsions like these.
He's not convulsing, he's choking. He's not getting any air. Scalpel! Hand me that scalpel!
What can I do, Doctor?
I need to perform a tracheostomy. Short pipe. That rubber tube will do. I'm going to cut a passage for air through the neck.
Yes, Doctor. He's breathing again, but he's coughing up blood.
Internal hemorrhaging. I need to make another incision into the chest cavity to drain the fluids from the lung. Prepare another tube.
A thoracostomy. Doctor, we've nothing to fight the infection. We need an aseptic environment.
¿Qué sugiere?
Right then, Nurse Crane. What do you suggest we do?
I've no idea. I'm not the doctor.
Time is of the essence. We need to perform a thoracic drain.
Yes, Doctor. He's losing his pulse.
The drain must have punctured the intercostal artery. There's too much blood.
Are you all right, Doctor?
I can't see. I must first suture the artery. Find the wound. The source of the blood.
Needle and thread, Doctor.
Good. The stitches are holding. How's he doing?
We're losing him. We've lost his pulse. He's dying, Doctor.
A dose of epinephrine, now.
Yes,
Vamos a meterle un
Doctor.
chutazo. Me va a tomar por culo. Se va a meterle un sacudaco que flipa. ¿Muerto? Lo hemos perdido.
We've lost the pulse. He's gone, Doctor.
Nurse, we did everything we could.
Truly? Everything you could. Is that how you'll report this in your log? Is this how the war went? Piling up one poor corpse beside the next?
This was not an influenza-induced seizure. I've never seen symptoms like these on the continent.
Neither have I. But the previous symptoms leading up to this attack were the same, indistinguishable from the epidemic.
No. There was something more vile in these reactions. Something primitive.
There have been numerous reports of mental breakdowns caused by the fever that accompanies the flu itself, Doctor.
Yes, but... I'd best take some samples of the blood for analysis.
Estoy infectado segurísimo, ¿no?
I doubt you're here to test my bedside manners. To what do I owe this courtesy?
It's locked.
I suspect it was more than intuition alone that led you to us. So, how might I be of service, Dr. Reed?
The risks you've taken for your friends in Whitechapel are criminal, and you can pay dearly for them.
Doctor, you think your warnings scare me? I've stolen and plied, blackmailed and lied, but what else am I to do? I'm all these people have.
But why Lady Ashbury? Why her, of all people?
She's pristine and proper, all right. But that she-wolf in sheep's clothing murders the poor for sport. I have her where she belongs, and I'll milk her for all she's got.
Dr. Swansea is a sensible and honest man. He wouldn't have refused your friend's care at Pembroke.
It's easy for you to say, Doctor. These people cannot go to the police, nor to the hospital. They don't even speak English. They depend on me for everything.
So, the end justifies the means. Is that your defense?
I know you're kind, Doctor. Just another fine-heeled, silver-spooned gentleman who was given the world on a platter. You know nothing of poverty. Nothing of the shame, the hunger, the loneliness.
You've convinced me of the sincerity of your actions and their noble justifications. But all the same, blackmail is a crime, and it will stop, Nurse Crane.
So, are you going to turn me over to the authorities?
Listen very carefully, Dorothy. You will erase from your memory everything you pretend to know about Lady Ashbury and Pembroke Hospital.
Let that rich bitch off the hook over my dead
Nurse
body.
Crane, enough. Listen as if your life depended on every word. I know you've a generous heart who gives freely to those in need, but you shall walk away from the shadier streets of your business.
I will never abandon...
Dorothy, the discussion has come to a close. Your clandestine activities in the Resistance are over. Let it go.
I'll let it go. Yes. All gone.
Entrevista con el vampiro. Nivel de cautivar. Decido sobre las consecuencias de tu decisión. Claro, lo que hemos hecho... Vale, hemos bajado 2. Vale, lo que hemos hecho... Ha sido... Venga. Venga, chiquillos. Vale, lo que hemos hecho... Ha sido... básicamente... decirle que se olvide de la vampira, de Lady Ashbury, y que se olvide del hospital. Y así aquí va a estar siempre, no tiene que estar yendo y viniendo del hospital. ¿Qué es lo que pasa? Que en el hospital va a faltar una en el hospital va a faltar una.
Fuck, it's fast! Watch it! It's a killer!
Ha matado a todos.
See them fancy clothes? This one's a top! Ah! Fuck, he's dead! Burn it, boys!
Give you faith again.
¿Qué chapada? Desconocida. Y ese
Its
daño.
effectiveness.
Good evening, miss.
Good evening, sir. Are you interested in a miraculous cure for this unknown and deadly epidemic?
Actually, I am.
Then you have come to the right place. The famous Swanborough cordial is all you need to help keep you in perfect health.
Oh, really? Why didn't I hear about it during my studies? I'm Jonathan Reed, by the way. Dr. Jonathan Reed.
Ah, my brother has spoken of your research, sir. I'm Loretta Swanborough, and it's always a pleasure to meet a fellow healer.
Loretta. 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 Vende. Loretta vende y obviamente tiene que estar sana porque si vende.
I'd like to see what kind of medicine you're selling.
Vale, decir. Venga, vamos a comprar uno para ver qué es lo que hace. Vamos a comprar uno. Le podemos dar. Sí. Y nos sale gratis, perfecto. Perfecto. ¿Cómo has triunfado? A ver. Esto vende 84, qué máquina.
Good evening, my
Nosotros
dear
le hemos
colleague.
vendido a 32 y ella lo vende a 84.
Tell me, who intrigues you most in Whitechapel?
The region itself is something to see, but I would say Camellia the mute florist who gives away her flowers.
Voy a poner que vende medicamentos.
What do you think of the locals?
Most of them are afraid or desperate. They all come to me eventually for my remedy.
Is there anyone I should avoid?
Cadogan Bates, without a doubt. The bloody bastard remorselessly exploits poor migrants as soon as they get here.
Goodbye, Miss Swanborough. Perhaps we'll talk again.
Pues muy bien. Nos quedan 2. Esta es la loreta. Vamos a ir por aquí.
It's locked, all right.
El 12. Creo que lo podemos matar. Bueno, que pasa, uno le hemos ahí. Muerto. Muertísimo, Muertísimo. Qué combo más bueno, tío. Qué combo más bueno. Bien. Vale, por aquí no podemos tirar. ¿Cuánto? 2000,
Human blood. Whoever left these marks did so deliberately.
Estaría muy de puta madre. Estaría muy de puta madre subir de nivel. Submuerto.
Crush the leech, boys!
Recupero vida. Puro. No me lo puedo creer. Pues acaba de buguear el juego. Comprobando estado del error. Por aquí esperando. 0%. Voy a aprovechar y voy a poner aquí ya. 100%.